Welcome to Do the Dang Thing podcast with Chrissi Sperduto, the podcast that's like having a personal action-taking coach in your pocket, giving you bite-sized tips and small mindset shifts every week. I'm your host, Chrissi Sperduto. I'm a network marketer turned action-taking coach for business owners who grew her businesses while holding down a successful career in aviation. I'm on a mission to help you fit your business into your everyday life because I believe you are capable of doing some pretty amazing things no matter how chaotic your life is. Consider me your no-nonsense business BFF, helping you learn how to get it all done quicker, easier, and with way less mental drama. Join me here on the podcast each week where we'll chat everything from systems to help you fit your business into real life, to business tips, plus time management hacks, mindset shifts to help you find the courage to take that next step in your business, and real life experts to inspire and empower you to go after your goals. Let's go, CEO. We have work to do. Grab your favorite cup of coffee or wine, no judgment here, and get ready to ditch those inner mean girl thoughts ringing in the back of your head so you can embrace your inner badass and go do the dang thing. Hello, my friend, and welcome back to the Do the Dang Thing podcast. I'm your host, Chrissi Sperduto, and I'm very excited about this episode because it's very relevant. If you're listening to this live, you're going to be like, oh, yeah, this was exactly what I needed to hear. If you're listening to this like as a replay a couple of months down the line, just adjust what I'm telling you to whatever season of life you are in. But this episode is going to be very much mindset focused because I've been seeing a theme with my clients and some of my friends that are business owners. There has been this like overarching cloud of like, I'm frustrated, I'm trying all the things and they're not working, I'm tired, this has been a lot of effort for very little return on investment, and I'm kind of ready to give up. I'm ready to like take a break and enjoy the holidays and just start back up in January. And I want to tell you, my friend, that it is normal to hit rough patches in your business. There are going to be times in your business where everything feels challenging. Congratulations, you're a business owner. This is normal. And I think any business owner that's been in business for a period of time will attest that like this is normal. You are completely normal. There are ebbs and flows to everything. So, but with, we're wrapping up October, November 1st is almost here. There's something about like as soon as that calendar changes from October to November, it's like, oh my gosh, it's holiday season. It's time to host all the parties, do all the things, go to all the events, go to all the parties, get all the gifts, wrap all the gifts, be perfect, bake cookies, have 18 people over for Thanksgiving. I want you to take a big old breath in and then back out. Okay? Take a deep breath. There are a lot of things to do in November and December. However, there is still plenty of time for you to work your business in the nooks and crannies of what is the chaotic months, let's call them. The big thing is that I want to reiterate here, and we're going to go through a couple mindset shifts for you, is the idea of telling yourself, I want to restart in the new year. I'm just going to take a break for a little while and I'm going to restart in the new year is your brain's way of protecting you. Okay? Your brain sees all of the things on the calendar ahead of time and it's like, oh, hey friend, we don't have enough time to do all these things, so let's keep the fun stuff and let's knock off the business stuff because, that's not as much fun and, maybe it won't quite be worth your effort because, over the last couple of months, it hasn't been worth your effort. You see how those sneaky thoughts sometimes creep in? Today, I'm going to talk through 3 different thoughts that I see coming up commonly with my clients, with my friends, and I want to talk you through a couple of reframes in case that you need them. Now, I'm just going to preface this with this might not be the exact reframe that you need, and your individualized coaching might look a little bit different from me than just kind of this blanket, I'm coaching for free on the podcast today. So I do want to invite you that if these reframes don't land correctly for you, if you're like, that's not what I needed to hear today, or that doesn't feel right in my gut, go to chrissisperduto.com/strategy and book yourself a free 30-minute coaching call and let's discuss your exact situation. This is very much blanket, this is what I see as an overarching theme and this is the general coaching that I would give. However, your coaching for your individual situation might look a little bit different. So the first 30 minutes with me is always free. And then if you need more than that, we can just do one-on-one call. We can, plan for the next 6 weeks, 8 weeks over the holidays to coach once a week or once every other week, just to kind of keep your mind where it needs to be to fit all of the things in during the busiest time of the year. So, all right, I'm going to give you 3 mindset shifts to try on with examples. So if you're walking through this, you can kind of find the reframe that works for you. And I'm going to give you a couple of different reframes. So the first thought that I see coming up is, I'm just not making any progress in my business. What's the point? It can feel so defeating when you're putting out content, you're putting out your hopes and dreams into the world, and it just feels like it's not reciprocating. You're putting forth all of this effort and it's crickets, right? It's defeating. Every single business owner has walked through this, and I can guarantee you every single business owner is going to be like, oh yeah, I remember that season. It was really hard. I know, though, though I know that you started this business for a reason, and you still have more to say that the world has not heard yet. I will also tell you that in the world of marketing, people need to see things and hear things many, many times. So if you keep switching from, oh, I'm going to talk about this, no, I'm going to talk about this, no, I'm going to talk about this, like, people don't recognize you for one signature thing. So whatever it is that you want to talk about right now, keep talking about that. Like, I gave someone coaching last week of like, okay, yeah, I know that you launched this new business, but I've only seen you post about it twice. Until we have seen it 19 times, we're probably not going to book with you. Keep posting about it and don't sleep on your warm market. But my friend, listening today, even if progress feels slow in your business, remember that growth happens kind of behind the scenes. So consider this season, October, November, December, as kind of your seed planting phase, where you lay the soil, you lay a good foundation, you put the fertilizer in, you plan out what seeds you're going to plant in the spring, and you do a whole heck of a lot of work behind the scenes, and you just kind of let people know, hey, I'm still here. I personally have plans to do a lot of this seed planting and a lot of this like laying of a foundation this year. In December, I have plans to rewrite my entire website. I'm not launching anything in November or December. I'm going to give a whole heck of a lot of value. I'm going to keep showing up here. I am going to really get known. My goal is to really get known for being the one-on-one coach that you need, and for my membership to be a place that people flock to get the support that they need in their business on an ongoing basis. And you might be in this season right now of like, you need to back up for a second, get really strategic, and then just repeat yourself over and over. Lay down that soil, put the fertilizer in it, and begin to plan where you're going to plant your seeds. I also want to invite you to not compare the beginning of your journey, or if you're in a lull in your journey because you're kind of in that nurturing the soil phase, to someone else's harvest season. Your harvest will come, but you have to keep going even when it feels like it's not working. So, an action step for you today, because I'm always going to tell you to go do the dang thing. I want you to start keeping a journal of small wins and progress. So whether that's you finish off your day and you quickly jot down like something that went well for you, or if before bed you open your phone and today I'm really proud of myself for doing X, Y, or Z, and write that into your, like a note on your phone. But somehow start regularly documenting these wins. Even your minor successes can really help you see the growth that is happening. And don't just celebrate it in your head, my friend. Say it out loud to someone. Write it down. Let's see the data on paper. Type it out to someone. Text your friend at the end of the day. Maybe you need to find an accountability buddy that at the end of each day, you text each other something that went well for the day, a win that you had for the day. You can also share it publicly. If you want to, you can come celebrate with us on Fuck Yeah Fridays. Every Friday in my stories, I post a box where you can celebrate your wins. I just added Wednesday wins or Win Wednesday to my email. So on Wednesdays, when you get my email with the podcast episode, go ahead and reply back to that email and say, my win for the week is blah, blah, blah. Or when you have a win happen, even if it's not on Wednesday or Friday, post it to your stories and tag me. Or heck, send me a DM. If no one else in your life is rooting you on, I want you to know that I am rooting you on, no matter where you are in your business. Even if you never hire me as, a coach or join my membership or come to any of my challenges, I'm rooting you on. I want to see you win. Because when we don't write down our wins, when we don't celebrate them publicly, our brains love to tell us that things aren't working. But have you actually looked at the data lately? Have you actually sat down and said, well, what's one thing that went well today for me? Because sometimes our data actually shows us that what we're doing is working, but we just haven't given it enough time, right? Like, oh, we have a little tomato plant in our garden. Why isn't it giving us fruit yet? Well, that's because it's not mature enough to give us fruit quite yet. Let the plant get to its right size and then the fruit will come, okay? Okay, the second thought that I see people saying is, I'm just going to take the holidays off and I'll start again in the new year. Ooh, 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 ooh. The idea of pausing until the new year is so tempting. I mean, I've thought those things. But you risk losing the progress you've laid down. So you've tilled the soil, you put the fertilizer in, you've planted the seeds, and now you're just going to walk away? Well, you got to let the plant grow to give you fruit, right? You can't stop watering the garden because the plant's never going to grow and you're not going to get any fruit. But you've already done the hard work. You've already laid the foundation. So keep going. And from my experience, it is so much harder to restart. Okay, listen to me. It is harder to restart than it is to keep going at 50%. Okay? I would rather see you half-ass it for the rest of the year and then kick it into high gear in January versus taking November and December off and then having to go through all the mental gymnastics of restarting in January. Use this quarter to prepare, to position yourself for a strong start in the new year. No one says that you need to launch 6 new offers between now and the end of the year. Like, what if you just showed up? Like, that's your offer. I'm here and I'm ready to help. Now, that's not to say that you can't take a break if you really do need one. Like, I'm all about, spend quality time with your family. Which I'm going to talk more about this kind of in a future episode, because there are sometimes extenuating circumstances where you may need to take a planned step back for a bit, whether that's a week, a month, whatever, and that's okay. But if it's just the holidays are busy, I want to challenge that thought and encourage you to keep the momentum moving in the right direction. And maybe it's not full steam ahead like you are in other times of the year, but still keep moving. Because every year in November and December, if you take those months off, you're going to be in a world of hurt. Every January, you're going to be restarting. So I want you to learn to work in conditions that are not ideal, right? November and December, with them being really crazy and busy and so much to do, it's not going to be ideal. You're not going to have a perfect month, but that's okay. Can you still have a 50% month? Okay? 50% is still better than 0. I've coached so many people through the thoughts of I took a break and now I have to restart and I don't know how to restart, and I would rather just see you go, hey, I'm going to be showing up half-assed for the rest of the year and that's okay. And then in January, we're going to just, get back into the good habits, get back into the swing of things. So your action step, your do the dang thing from this episode from this thought, is to develop a simple, low-pressure plan for yourself for the holidays. So break out your calendar, see where you can work, okay? Your brain's going to offer you, I'm so busy, I just don't have time to work. No, look and critically think, where can I fit in an hour of work time? And you get to decide how much you want to work and make a plan with the time that you do have. So even if you're only working an hour a day, focus on the small, achievable actions every single day that keeps momentum going for you without overwhelming you during the busiest time of the year. And by the way, these should probably be the IPAs that move your business forward, the income producing activities that move your business forward, not just busy work, okay? So your action step is to develop a low pressure plan for yourself for the holidays. Decide when you're going to work, decide when's going to be family time, and just go and do it. I know that sounds so simple. Sometimes my coaching literally is just, well, you know what to do, just go do it. Okay, the third thought that we're going to talk through is this is hard. I don't want to do this right now. If you are really feeling like junk, the title of this episode is Finding Joy When It Feels Like Junk. If you feel like your business is junky, first, remember you are never ever alone in this journey. Please, 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 please reach out if you're going through the muck and you don't have anyone to talk to. That is the point of a coach, is to have someone that is neutral to tell you, I hear you, I see you, I'm going to hold space for you. Okay? Then I want you to reconnect with the core reasons of why you started your business. So many people call this like, find your why, which feels really cheesy to me, but I know deep down, even if you've never said it out loud, there was a reason. There was a fire that was burning in your soul that made you want to start this. And sometimes we just need to go back there. Or even sometimes update that reason. Like the reason why you started might not be the reason why you keep going, but I want you to find a reason. I want you to find that so you can keep your head in the game when it feels like the world is against you, when it feels like nothing's working, when it would just be easier to take a break, right? Your action step from this thought is to reflect on your business's purpose and the personal dreams driving it. Is it to make $500 a month? Is it to help people do X, Y, or Z? Is it to pay for ballet lessons? Is it to have something outside of being a mom and a wife that lights you up? What is the reason why you do this business? Connect back to it. You might need to revise your vision board or your business plan to align with this new why or reconnect with this why, but say it out loud. Tell it to someone. Tell it to your spouse. Tell it to your kids. Tell it to your sister. Tell it to me. Why are you building this business? And why is it important to you that you keep going even when it feels hard, even when you are in the junk of it, when there's junky crap happening around you, even when you don't feel like getting up and talking to people because you'd rather go Christmas shopping? Why do you do what you do? Why does it matter? And why should you keep getting up and doing the dang thing every freaking morning? I can't tell you why you do this, but you can. Okay? And so combined with, oh yeah, I remember why I do this, I have a plan for when I'm going to do this, and I'm just going to go do it, is a recipe for taking what you already have, the momentum you already have, and bringing it through the rest of the year, bringing it through November and December, so in January you can really hit the ground running. Or heck, maybe this isn't the busiest time of the year for you. Reconnect back with your why, and while everyone else is taking their foot off the accelerator, like, you go and slay, my friend. For me, going back to like, it feels junky right now, I get up and I run my business even when it feels junky, even when it feels hard, even when it feels like I'm talking to no one, because I know on the other side of this microphone is someone listening going, holy shit, I needed to hear that today. You needed to hear the lessons I learned in your ears today so you could pick up and keep going today. So you can keep going in November and December. And as a coach, I know people need to hear my message of I can help you work through the junk, because I needed someone to go first and say, yes, of course you have junky thoughts, but we can get them out of your head so you can keep going in your business. Come sit with me. Let's do this together. And so I want to offer that to you as well. Of course you have junky thoughts. Of course it feels hard. Of course it's going to be busy over the next few weeks, the next few months, but there's room for you. Come sit with us. Let's do it together. Whether you need a little bit of one-on-one help, or if you want to, I don't know if I announced this last week or not, but the Do the Dang Thing membership is now open all the time. I decided I didn't want people to have to wait for me to have, doors open, cart open, and I just want to be a ray of sunshine and a ray of hope for you if you are going through the junky thoughts too. So if you're like, dang, Chrissy, I really need a little bit of help, but I can't afford one-on-one, come check out what the Do the Dang Thing membership is. I'll link it below in the show notes. But I just want you to know that you are not alone in these thoughts, and sometimes it's just the smallest tweak that will give you what you need to keep going. So if today was helpful to you and you found a little bit of hope, a thought that helped you transition from, I don't want to do this, I'm just going to take a break, to, okay, no, I remember why I'm doing this and I can keep going. I don't need to do it perfect to do it. I would love to invite you to the Do the Dang Thing membership, where we coach twice a month. We have content coaching. You can get coaching between calls, written coaching. There are just so many resources available to you. We have just moved the monthly trainings to live, so you can get the support that you need live. Find other people that are walking it too, and find accountability partners every single month. So, my friend, please remember, you are never alone in this journey. You have a couple of things to go and reflect upon after listening to this, even if it's just you journal it out. I 100% believe in you, and I know that you can make these shifts that make an impact in your business. Feel free to book your free one-on-one 30-minute coaching call through my website or DM me on Instagram, and let's just chat through what's coming up after this episode. This was kind of a butt-kicking episode, so if you feel like your booty got kicked just a little bit, it's all out of love. I do want to encourage you to apply these mindset shifts not just to now, but as an ongoing practice to maintain resilience and joy in your entrepreneurial journey. And when things start to feel tough, come back and listen to this episode. Journal about it, feel renewed. Your business is beautiful and the world needs you. They need you to continue to share it, okay? If this episode spoke to you, please share your biggest takeaway to your stories and tag me at Chrissi Sperduto. Or if you know a friend that's walking through the junk, please send this episode their way in the hope that it helps them find their voice and share their gifts with the world. Once again, we need them, right? All right, my friend, that is it for this week. Until next week, keep on doing the dang thing. Bye. Thanks for listening to this week's episode of Do the Dang Thing podcast with Chrissi Sperduto. If you know someone that could benefit from today's chat, please send this episode their way and be sure to leave a rating and a review so more business owners can find the podcast and be inspired to take action on their goals. Also, I love to see what you're doing while you listen. Share what you're up to while you listen to today's episode and tag me in your stories at Chrissi Sperduto for a shout out. If you'd like to explore more resources like my free monthly coaching call and learn how we can work together through one-on-one coaching or the Do the Dang Thing membership, head to www.chrissisperduto.com. Please always remember that you are not alone in this adventure. I am always rooting for you, bestie. Until next time, keep on doing the dang thing. Bye.